Okay, we now get to the exercises for chapter 7. Um, this is, I believe, Virtual High School week 9 now. Usually the weeks and the chapters are set off from each other by two because we have a 2 week introduction. And so this is chapter 7. So, as I say up here, this week's tutorials are going to cover exercises 7C, 7E, 7F. By this point, I hope you're getting the hang of how to do the A exercises. When I say the A exercise, I mean obviously the ones that have the letter A in them. They always come right after the story. And I've shown how to do at least a good handful of them. Well, from chapters 1 through 6, I believe, unless I'm mistaken about that. I've shown how to do those, and those are typically the ones that are easiest for students in my experience of last year, anyway. Because it's just going back to the story, identifying the question, going back to the story. The questions are typically in the order that they come in, or the answers come in this story. So the only critical thing there is pay attention to new words like this, like whom is a plural. We had quem before. And now we have quos, which is kind of like the accusative plural of quem, or it's the just the plural of quem. Quem is accusative, and quos is accusative plural. So, whom do Marcus see, or whom do they watch in the field, is what this question is asking right here. So, someone else is watching someone in the fields, and I'm going to leave it to you to figure that out. So anyway, from now on, at least for the next few weeks, at least I did these videos out of order. So whatever rule I make for videos doesn't really apply, because last year I made videos for the end, more towards the end of the book, or starting in the middle, maybe somewhere. So I can't say, okay, no more exercise A's, because I know that they're going to show up later on. But for the new ones I'm doing, I think mostly chapters 7, 8, 9, and maybe a handful from other chapters thereafter. I'm not going to have any new exercise A videos here. So you'll be on your own for those from now on. But if you have questions, please once again contact me. So we're going to do a video for 7C, another one for 7E, and then another one for 7F. These are the main exercises for chapter 7. So let's start with 7C. As I said, this in the previous video, we've got plural direct objects, and then we've got the idea of cases for chapter 7. So we're going to start with 7C, which looks like you're converting English into Latin, or translating English into Latin, probably looking for some plural direct objects. So let's do 1, 2, and 3, and I'll call it a day on that. So let's go here. You can fast forward if you need to. Cornelius wants to write many letters, so let's get that one out of the way. Cornelius wants to write many letters. So the question here is there a direct object? Is there a plural direct object? And yes, there is, right there. So we'll break this down. Cornelius, subject, he wants. That's the verb, obviously. Now he wants to write. If you remember that infinitive verbs are often followed by other verbs. In this case, a complementary infinitive, to write, completes the sense of what Cornelius wants. So we've got a subject, we've got a transitive verb, and we've got an infinitive, and then we've got the direct object, and then we've got an adjective modifying that direct object. So that's like grammatically how the sentence is going to go. Cornelius Volt. I'm going to put these in the order they appear in the sentence, and then we'll change the order around if we need to. Volt scribere multas epistulas. Now these should be long A's there. Sometimes these long marks matter, and sometimes they don't. I'm gonna ask you to just remember that long A there for this plural direct object here. So can we change the order around to make this better? I think we can. Let's do this. Maybe that works better. Typically, again, subject, direct object, followed by verb elements. So that works now. Now, Cornelius is nominative. He's the subject. Multas de pistulas. This one I also believe breaks the rule for nouns followed by adjectives, like Magnus does. Multas or multos or multi, I believe that most of the time that'll appear before the noun that it describes. And so, what am I getting at here? So, Cornelius multas epistulas scribere vult. So, we've got singular subject, we got singular verb, we got an infinitive, to write here. And then we've got the direct, accusative, direct object, accusative plural, multas epistulas. Epistula is a word from the first declension, means letter. And so we use the accusative plural for that declension. That's number one. Number two, Marcus and Sextus watch many slaves working in the fields. I'm going to shorten this to M and S. Watch many slaves working in the fields. So we'll start with the two subjects, Marcus et Sextus. And again, I'll do this in word order and then rearrange. Spectant multos, multos servos laborantes in agris. Okay, so if we break this one down, we have a plural subject, Marcus and Sextus, and so we need that plural verb ending for spectare, which means to watch. So here we have spectant, the NT. And then what are they watching? They're watching multos servos, many slaves. This is your direct object right here. Again, subject, verb, direct object. And they also happen to be working. And I think this is actually, this is called a participle. And that's not going to be introduced for a long time, but you watch the many slaves working. So this is not going to be a verb like laborat or laborant, but laborantes, and that's given in vocabulary. You don't have to think about that, just like that's the word we have for working in the sense of slaves working. It's kind of like a verb slash adjective. And then in the fields is just in agris, which we've seen several times. One more, 3. That one up here. Oh, I forgot to rearrange this. In agris spectant multos servos. Let's see. Marcus et Sextus multos servos laborantes in agris spectant. Okay, I think that's decent word order there. Number 3, the messenger greets the boys. The messenger greets the boys. So let's think about that. That's quite simple. We've got a subject, we've got a verb, and we've got a direct object. So it's easier than, say, the first one, which would throw in like an infinitive verb there. So the word for messenger is nuntius. The word for boys is pueros. They are the direct object, so they have that accusative ending. And then he greets, and the word for greets is salutat. He is singular, the messenger, so he has a singular verb ending. Nuntius pueros salutat is the correct way to say that sentence there. Okay, I'm going to stop with 7C there. You have 4 more to do all on your own, and good luck.